It's time to do our civic duty, Sylvia. It's a good thing you're wearing gloves. Nothing can withstand the caustic saliva of the mustachioed lizard, including nasty little microbes.
Does that also include this bucket? Because I think it's starting to smoke.
Whoops! We'd better hurry and hit as many spots as we can. Phew! It feels so good to do something normal. Well, normal for me. The hunt for a legendary weapon has been eventful, but exhausting.
What's the latest?
I've been keeping an ear out for rumors, and I finally heard a promising one about a masterwork sword hidden in the heart of the forest. I tried to get a party together, but my guildmates are super wary of that part of the forest on account of the endless eerie fog. So, I spent hours wandering around alone in the mist. I'm sure I was walking in circles at one point, but I didn't give up. I have the blisters to prove it!
Did you ever find the sword?
Yeah, but it was totally rusted. I guess if you're ever looking to stash a blade away for a generation or two, you shouldn't leave it in a damp, mist-shrouded forest. At least I got my steps for the day.
I thought your glutes looked nice. Must have been all the walking.
Well then, I guess I won't complain. But to be honest, I hope I get my hands on something soon. I'm starting to have visions of myself as a washed-up wannabe. If I'm not careful, I could end up like the very first hero I ever met.
Your first encounter with a hero didn't go well, I take it.
Not for him. It was less than a year ago. I'd started working shifts in the family warehouse. My dad's run a regional distribution hub. Imports, exports, mostly catnip.
Wow. Catnip is big business, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Cat pirates buy in bulk. According to the stories, they used to sail up and down the coasts, setting fires and causing mayhem. Regular, dependable access to catnip keeps everyone happy and at peace, which is why it was cause for concern. When a man came to our door and claimed our catnip storage facility had been infested by slimes. He pointed out the telltale trails of goo all along the perimeter of the building. My dads were pretty panicked about it. But this guy, he was a licensed hero, he said. A freelance troubleshooter looking for work. My dads were only too happy to pay him to take care of the slimes. As for me, well, you can probably imagine how excited I was. I followed him everywhere, hounding him with questions, watching him like a three-eyed ferret. That's how I discovered it was all a scam. The only slimes in our warehouse were the ones he set loose there.
Ugh, what a creep. You must have been so disappointed.
Point of fact, I was furious, Sylvia. Really mad. I chased him off our property with a +1 stapler. Then, without even stopping to think about it, I vanquished the slimes he'd left behind. My first battle, and they were defeated handily. After that, I felt this surge of confidence and clarity. I knew I owed it to myself to give my childhood dream a shot, so I started looking for opportunities to make a move. When Rapta's guild put out the call for recruits, I knew I'd found the opportunity I was looking for.
And unlike that phony hero, you've been doing an incredible job.
Thanks, but let's be real. I can always do better. That's what my quest is all about. Gaining the power to level up. Then again, they say power corrupts. What if I get my hands on a powerful weapon and it changes me? What if I go all Dark Mint, destroyer of worlds?
I'll keep you in check, I promise. Even if I must strike you down in order to save you.
I believe you can do it too, Sylvia. Okay, with you in my corner, I suppose I don't have to worry so much.
So you'll keep looking for a weapon?
Yeah, I'm no quitter. And sometimes it's not until your back's against the wall that you see what you're really capable of. That's when you break out the Blitz. You know what I mean?
You know I do.
Good. I'll keep you posted on my quest. And don't worry. I'm sure I'll have good news soon.
Sylvia, I'm troubled and I could use a spot of advice. I overheard some of my people. They were questioning my qualifications. They suggested that I'm only good for pushing papers, that I have no idea what it's like to do what they do. And after I found such marvels at the market too, I thought for certain the instantaneous coffee would win them over. I need the heroes in my employ to respect me if I'm going to have any hope of keeping our numbers up, but I'm unsure how to go about earning that respect.
Go on patrol. Show them you're not asking them to take on any risk you wouldn't take yourself.
Lead by example, eh? I think I like the idea. I think I like it quite a lot. I have to prove that I understand the danger. Only then will I have the right to send others into the line of fire. I confess I'd rather spend the day catching up on chores, but sometimes there can be no forward momentum without first giving up some ground. I suppose that's the technique you could use in your own negotiations.
Yeah, no kidding. My whole life is about compromise.
Then I hope you won't put up too much of a fight when I insist you join me on patrol. Onward! It's not so bad out here, is it? I mean, there's an awful lot of dirt, but so far nothing's tried to eat us. But hold! What's that rustling in yonder bush? Fear not, my lady! I shall protect you! Well, I wasn't expecting to run into trouble quite so soon. But consider it dispatched.
That was hot. I enjoyed watching you leap into action like that.
And knowing you were watching made me feel bold. Now, let me harvest anything that might be of use from the remains. And then, we picnic!
Is a picnic usually part of patrol duty?
Well, no, but I think I've sufficiently proven myself. And there is no sense in letting the caviar I brought go bad.
Up until now, I've only ever used fish eggs for potions.
Then that settles it! We must picnic forthwith! Because caviar can turn quickly, and what a shame it would be for us to vanquish a slimy foe, only to be vanquished in turn by spoilt roe.
I was thinking about getting some ice cream. You want in?
I don't know. I might not be good company today.
No change there, am I right?
Ooh, zinger. Better watch out, Sylvia. I might be rubbing off on you.
We can discuss the implications of that over ice cream.
And that's another one of my tricks. Stoking someone's interest gently and then adding fuel to the fire. That's a good move.
Whatever it takes to get my way.
All right, killer. You win. Ice cream it is. Life's full of tough choices. Decision fatigue is real. So, I'm just gonna get one of everything. Yeah, I overindulge sometimes. Blame the deprivations of my childhood.
Tell me more about that.
Nah.
But we've spent all this time together, and I feel like I barely know you.
What's there to know? I like sleeping. I eat stuff I shouldn't eat. Sometimes I get visions.
What about friends or family? Where did you grow up?
I've been on my own a long time, Sylvia. Just me and Boxer against the world.
Boxer. That's your mimic, right?
He's the best mimic ever. I found him when he was just a little thing. He was mimicking a shoebox. Almost took my hand off. That's when I fell in love with him. I couldn't believe someone had just left him to fend for himself. People suck. They should all be lowered into vats of acid, one toe at a time.
Some people, maybe. But you're a person, and it sounds like you did right by Boxer.
Well, we're a team. He keeps my stuff safe. I discard his leftover carcasses. So far, it's worked out all right. And... Hey, wait a minute! Curse it! You tricked me into talking about my feelings.
I like seeing this side of you. It's nice to get a little peek past your walls.
You sound like the world's least interesting peeping Tom. But that's all you're getting out of me today. Push me on this, and Boxer will eat you.
Because he's a good boy.
A good boy. Have you met him? He's the best boy, Sylvia. The best.
That's all of them, for now. Did I forget to look up again?
Well, if it isn't the champion of Rafta.
Roxanne? What are you doing here? Take the owl, not me.
I have to say, winning that competition doesn't seem to have turned things around much. If this is the state of things after a victory, one has to wonder what rock bottom would look like.
Are you serious right now with the insults? How many times do I have to beat you before you finally lose the ego?
You think keeping my chin up in the face of adversity is a flaw? Darling, it's my greatest strength. Well, second greatest. And so you know, I've lost more than you realize. Letting my mask drop felt exhilarating in the moment, but I'm paying the price for it now. Therefore, after great deliberation, I've decided to take you up on your offer.
My offer?
Of help, yes.
Oh, right. You want like a discount, or...?
What I need, for the time being, is a place to stay. And I noticed your basement is going unused.
I have a basement?
Oh, didn't you know? There's a trapdoor beneath the rug over there. You must have noticed the creaky, uneven floorboards.
I chalked it up to shoddy workmanship. That didn't feel like much of a stretch. Psst, Owl, you didn't think to mention that we have a basement?
Your uncle was expanding, but the workers quit when they struck lava. So it isn't finished. Also, as mentioned, there's lava. And anyway, I've had other things on my mind.
I can't believe it. A whole basement. And to think, I've been sleeping on an old chair.
I doubt the space would serve you as a bedroom. It's gloomy down there and quite hot. Not very comfortable for humans, but it suits me perfectly.
Knock yourself out. I obviously wasn't using it.
That's marvelous news, particularly since I've already moved in. You're quite a heavy sleeper, you know. But I'll make it worthwhile for you. I know you've been trolling town for haggling tips. Have you tried a bit of sleight of hand? It's all about drawing the eye to what you want them to see.
admit, that's not a bad technique.
I'll be putting it to use soon. I've no time to lick my wounds, and no desire to dwell on my defeat. My potions racket may have gone belly up, but I've got a new venture. One that will make use of my honest talents.
Which talents? Your magnetic personality?
And here I thought you were somehow immune to my charms. I meant enchanting, actually. It's the process of using magic to confound and delight the senses. With my abilities, even a drab, everyday potion can be elevated into something extraordinary. I can make it taste sweeter, sound better, look more enticing. You can see how that might come in handy, hmm?
Yeah, that could be the edge I need.
Come down and see me sometime, and I'll show you what I've got.
That's all of them, for now.
can see it in your eyes, Sylvia. You wish to know if I have made progress. You wish to know if the great work nears completion! Sadly, the answer is no. Your dear Muktuk is in a rut.
What's the problem? Maybe I can help.
That is good of you, but my difficulty... it is metaphysical in nature. At this stage in my pilgrimage, the ancestors should bellow, filling my muscles with resolute purpose. Instead, they whisper, they gesture, and I find myself unsure how to proceed.
You can't rush genius. Isn't that what you said before?
Wise words, Sylvia. Wise words. The ancestors. They offer guidance when they are ready, and not before. And yet, I find I cannot sit idle while I await clarity. Perhaps seeking beauty in the world at large shall kick something loose. Hey! It is decided. A change of scenery is called for. A quest for inspiration! Let us away! And here we are, in the bosom of nature's beauty! See there, cradled gently between the branches. A bird's nest is a marvelous thing. It serves a purpose, a crucial one. That purpose informs everything about its construction, from the materials used to its very shape. Yet, there is room for flourish, for creative expression. See how no two nests are precisely alike. See the subtle variations employed. In that protean gap between form and function, purpose and playfulness. That is where we see art.
I went to meet the bird who used tinsel in her nest. Very festive.
Quite so. A daring choice. And it glitters so prettily, not unlike your eyes when they catch torchlight. Oh, forgive me for being mawkish. Something about this forest biome. It sets one's mind to flights of fancy. We do not have such flora where I come from.
Really? No trees?
Oh, we have trees, but they are solitary, barren things. The harsh, wintry climate of my homeland does not allow for such verdancy.
No wonder you're so scantily clad. Not that I'm complaining.
It is certainly hot here, and I feel warmer still when you are near. But this is why we travel, why we leave the safety of home, to see things we would otherwise not dream possible. For even the wildest of imaginations is limited by our context and our experiences. The broader your horizons, the bolder your imaginings become.
It can get lonely, though. Being an outsider. Being so far away from home.
I know well of what you speak, for even in a land of immigrants, Muktuk is a curiosity. But this is why, as I have said before, we must know our own worth. Where others might falter, we, as working artisans determined to leave our mark on a strange land, must put our best selves forward. And if in our heart of hearts we hold some doubt, we do not show it. Instead, we show confidence and unshakable bravado.
fake it till you make it, right? But hey, how are you feeling about your project? You seem super inspired by that nest.
A wondrous sight it was. Yet, in truth, I think it could have been better. The execution was interesting, but there was something deeply derivative in the conception.
Harsh, but fair.
Alas, it is ever so. Other artists with their own flaws and foibles can only ever offer so much. Still, my mood is improved. I am happy to have spent this time in nature. And, most assuredly, to have spent it with you.
Thank you for having me over, Sylvia. I appreciate the offer of tea and the opportunity to spend some quality time in your abode.
Sorry, it's sort of a mess.
Hey, I live outdoors, remember? It takes more than a bit of clutter to scare me off. Although, now that I take a closer look, this place doesn't appear entirely sound, structurally speaking. You should be okay for a little while, though, assuming there's not an earthquake or a stiff breeze.
It's a work in progress, but it's coming along. It doesn't even smell like owl droppings anymore. Well, either that or I've just gotten very used to the smell of owl droppings.
It's not so bad a smell. Before I made this hat, it was a rare day I didn't get some kind of poop in my hair. As for the shop, as works in progress go, it's an impressive one. I'd like to help with it if I can. How about I take care of that leaky roof for you?
You don't have to do that.
I know I don't have to, but I'd like to. And it would be rude to deny a guest, don't you think? Now, hold my tea. All done. It's just a patch job, but it should hold for maybe a decade or two.
You're seriously impressive, Saffron. How did you get to be so good at this stuff?
It was out of necessity. When I was younger, I spent a good amount of time on a sailing vessel. Things would break, they'd need fixing. Silky was the alpha of our little group. As the strongest, he acted like the role of handy person was his by right. But he was all thumbs, and he often forgot his own strength. He'd break two things while fixing one. I learned a lot by watching him, though. And when I showed him what a bit of finesse could do, he stepped aside and left the repair work to me.
Life on a ship must have been exciting.
I loved having the freedom to travel, to see the world. It was easily my favorite thing about being a hero.
Wait, you were a hero? Did I know that? I don't think I knew that!
Well, now you do. Does it change your opinion of me?
It's kinda hot. You're so chill all the time, but you've got this mysterious past.
Oh, you like a woman of mystery, do you? I'll see if I can scratch that itch for you. However, I don't consider myself a secretive person. I'm not actively hiding anything. I'm simply more interested in what's in front of me than what's behind.
There must be a story there, though.
Not really. Being a hero just didn't suit me. I'm much happier now, having left all that in the past. And I still help people in my own way. In fact, it isn't flashy, but I've got a coupon here just for you.
Wow! You're a hero in my book.
You're adorable. Now, how about brewing a fresh pot? I've just noticed an uneven shelf and a warped baseboard, and you know me. I can't stand idly by when there are improvements to be made.
As you can see, I've hit the ground running with my new enterprise. But cash flow is still a minor issue. Care to help me box up a few things for the pawn shop? Unless you'd rather just stand there and gawk.
Wait a minute. Is this my uncle's stuff you're planning to sell?
Whatever gave you that idea?
This broom polo trophy for most combative player has my uncle's name right on it.
Well, now I see where you got your argumentative streak.
Oh, whatever. It's not like I was using any of this. And I don't want to be tripping over Oswald's old junk any more than you do.
I could certainly use a bit more elbow room down here. And yet, I shouldn't like to get too comfortable. It's more than a little embarrassing, you know, running a business out of someone else's basement.
Who cares what people think? If they judge you, it's more a reflection on them.
Bravo, Sylvia! I dare say I agree with you. Although in our line of work, we do have to at least pretend to give a care. After all, the key to a successful sale often comes down to making your customer feel welcome, wanted. Butter them up with a bit of flattery and they'll open their wallets, believe me.
Yeah, I can do that. Although, it's a little bit manipulative, isn't it?
Ah, you're catching on. Who says you can't teach an old slob new tricks?
No one. Literally no one says that.
Regardless, I think you'll agree that such pearls of wisdom are worth a few square feet of basement. Not to mention the access you now have to enchantments. I'm quite skilled at the craft. And I assure you, this time around, the services I'm offering are legitimate.
Why weren't you using these skills to begin with?
Frankly, the margins on potion making are better. Enchanting requires a plethora of ingredients, usually rare ones. Whereas when you're making potions, you can simply throw any number of things into a pot.
That might be true if you're making a fake potion. The real thing is more complicated than that.
Sure, you know the difference. The average consumer, not so much. In fact, it's thanks to my talent for enchanting that I was able to fool so many for so long. My potions were little more than water and dyes, but the bottles they came in, oh, that's where the real magic was all along. So just imagine the results you could get combining my skills with your own. Go on, imagine it. I'll wait.
You've won me over, hottie. I confess I'm feeling enchanted already.
You know, if you wanted to flatter me, you might have tried throwing our match. Now focus, please. My eyes are up here. It occurs to me that despite my better judgment for the time being, we're in this together. As long as I'm operating out of your basement, I will benefit from your success, and vice versa. So let's put all the nastiness away and try to get along, shall we?
Yeah, I was never really all that nasty though, was I?
Dear thing, if this arrangement is to have any chance of working, you really must stop setting up such tantalizing put-downs.
Now, where did I put that dustpan?
Hey, sorry to barge in like this. Can I hang out in here for a minute? I'm trying to give somebody the slip.
Yeah, of course. I'll put up my clothes sign and lock the door behind you.
That's good of you.
Are you in some kind of trouble? Should I call the guard?
It's nothing serious, just some guy with a camera. And no respect for a person's privacy. But hey, this is a cool shop. I dig the whole vibe.
Thanks. I'm Sylvia, and this is my place.
Right on, Sylvia. I've always been so impressed by potion makers. That's a skill I just don't have.
I'm guessing you're some kind of performer? You've got the look.
Guessed it in one. Yeah, I'm a bard. I've been playing at the Heroes Guild. It's the most fun I've had in ages. Demanding work, though. Heroes get rowdy between quests. Between that and staying one step ahead of nosy journalists, I'm practically asleep on my feet.
Well, you're welcome to rest here as long as you need.
I appreciate that. Seriously. But it looks like the coast is clear out there. And I've got to get back to the guild hall before Baptiste takes to the stage with his amateur ventriloquism routine. Thanks for letting me hide out. That was cool of you, Sylvia. I hope I'll see you around.
She was nice. And clearly juggling too much. I can relate. I bet a mana potion would be just the pick-me-up she needs.
I should really learn that automated broom and mop spell.
Sylvia, hi! I'm Luna. It is a real pleasure to meet you.
That's the warmest welcome I've had in a long time.
It's no less than you deserve. I mean, I saw you at the competition. The whole town did. Cool under pressure, knowledgeable and confident. I'm talking about you, FYI. But, are you ready to seize the opportunities that your victory is bringing your way?
Are we flirting right now? Because I'm kind of into it.
Ha! All that and funny too? You are the full package, Sylvia. As for me, I'm here in my capacity as founder and sole proprietor of Rafta's newest, best, and boldest marketing agency. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do I even need marketing, Luna? I'm killing it without resorting to your absurd tricks, Luna. Shut up about marketing and take a day off before you crash and burn, Luna! Well, I'm biased, I know, but I still think marketing is the right choice for your business. Rafta's economy is in constant flux. It's total chaos. At least, it appears to be. But getting the right message out there at the right time? TLDR, it gives you an advantage. And I would like to humbly suggest that you enjoy having one of those.
It would be a nice change of pace. Being the underdog gets old.
I knew you'd see the sense in it.
Well, you certainly make a compelling pitch.
Aw, thanks. Anyone who's selling anything should refine their elevator pitch, you know? Start strong and the sky's the limit.
I can see the wisdom in that.
I know, right? So listen, come by my office soon. We'll take chaos in our hands and squeeze it and smother it and crush it, Sylvia. We'll crush it. It'll be fun, I promise.
That's all of them for now. So many feathers. I wonder if owls ever go bald.
Sylvia, you are one talented witch.
Whoa! Where did you come from?
I'm traveling in style these days. Makes it easier to avoid nosy journalists without having to duck into random shops. Although I'm awfully glad I ducked into yours. The potion you sent me was out of this world.
I'm glad you liked it.
Did I ever? My vocal cords are still thrumming with energy. I even mesmerized a heckler in the middle of my set. I feel like I could take on a monster.
Maybe you should put that to the test. I hear the guild is recruiting.
And do you think I have what it takes to go out there and be a hero? I'm not sure. Making music is my calling. It's who I am. But I'll admit, the idea has me intrigued. I'm Sid, by the way. I should have introduced myself before.
Nice to meet you officially, Sid. Although, I suddenly can't shake the feeling that I know you from somewhere.
Well, you might, actually. My stage name is Sidriel.
Wait, no. Are you the Sidriel? Superstar singer Sidriel?
One and the same. But keep it under wraps, if you don't mind. Trying to keep a lower profile these days.
You're doing a good job. I don't think I ever would have seen through your disguise.
Funny to think of this look as a disguise. This is the real me. From my point of view, Sidriel feels more like the disguise. My usual look is calculated for mass appeal. Bottle blonde hair, lip gloss, and a very reasonable number of piercings. Turns out, left to my own devices, I've got a freak flag that needs to be flown. The fact that people don't recognize me is a nice bonus.
And the guy you were avoiding the other day...
A paparazzo chasing a rumor. Thanks to you, he didn't get a good look at me. So for now, I'm flying under the radar. I get the enjoyment of playing music for the Heroes Guild. Without the pressure that comes from being known, I guess.
Well, your secret is safe with me.
I had a feeling, Sylvia. You just got one of those faces. your gift was so thoughtful. I didn't like the idea of lying to you after that. You should come by the guild hall sometime. We could hang out. Until then, stay cool. Hey, Sylvia, you found me. I was hoping you would, because I've got news. Big news. Momentous, life-changing news. How's that for hype? My manager would be so proud.
I'm definitely curious.
I'll cut right to it. I've been thinking about how supercharged I was on your potion, and about how you said that I might have what it takes to be a hero. So I decided to give it a shot. I've officially joined the Heroes Guild.
Won't you miss making music? I thought that was your calling.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not giving that up. Not for anything. The heroing is more of a side gig. It might seem completely disconnected from my music career, but that's not really true. All of the most popular songs are about heroic exploits, after all. You have to figure that having a few exploits of my own will help me connect with the material, help me sell the emotion behind it.
What about romantic exploits? Any plans there?
Well, I'm single at the moment. Guess I'll have to see who catches my eye, won't I? Assuming I have time for that sort of thing. Banter aside, I've got to keep my skills sharp. Baptiste still wants me playing here as much as possible, and it took some work to convince him that I could swing both responsibilities at once.
How'd you win him over?
Same as always. I made my case. In the form of a song.
The guild's got a singer, a real go-getter. Her shows are great, but they'd be better if she were a hero. So come on, won't you let her?
Once he started humming that to himself, I knew I had him. Maybe that's a lesson you can use. The surest way to win people over is with a little jingle.
I'll keep it in mind during my own song and dance.
Good. After all, merchants are performers too. At least, the good ones are. I'm glad you dropped in on me, Sylvia. And I hope you'll keep me in mind for all your heroing needs. I'm green, but I'm eager. Oh, and I'm affordable too.
Now that's music to my ears.
business is booming, Sylvia. So much so that this little supply run has proven necessary. I'm perilously low on gemstones, so keep an eye out for all that glitters. There, success! I should have everything I need. He even threw in a free pair of earrings. I'll have to remove the casing, but the stones will be of use.
How did you do that? He warmed up faster than ramen on a fire rune.
I only turned on the charm a little, batted my lashes, laughed at his jokes. It works every time, whether you're buying or selling.
Okay, I'm not above trying that. And hey, speaking of flattery, I gotta say, I'm impressed. You're doing good work, Roxanne. Glad it's paying off.
Yes, I've made strides in a short time. And to think, I've done it all on my own.
Well, I'm sort of helping, right? I mean, I'm not charging you rent or anything.
Bravo, Sylvia. I like a woman who seeks credit where credit is due. As for allowing me to stay in your cramped roach den after you dismantled my livelihood, well, I'm sure your medal is in the mail.
Fair enough. So, what's next for you? You gotta seize on your momentum, right? Have you thought about advertising?
Oh no, I'm afraid that would be a grave mistake. This little operation of mine isn't entirely legal, after all.
Wait, what? Roxanne, you told me you were going legit.
I told you I was making use of my legitimate talents, and that's true. But this town and all its rules, it's positively tedious to do anything by the book. It's no wonder I became a con artist. And you know, I've run some pretty marvelous rackets over the years.
The potions con wasn't your first.
Oh, far from it. I cut my teeth several years ago on a pyramid scheme. A literal pyramid scheme, mind you. We claimed to be erecting one in the heart of the capital city. Investors were lining up. When that racket got too hot, I set up in another town and read fortunes for a while. I traced the lines of my clients' palms, pouring honey in their ears, while helping myself to the contents of their pockets. I'm quite dexterous with the tale, you know. By the time anyone caught on, I'd moved on to card games, counterfeiting, even a bit of light blackmail to keep things interesting.
I'm gonna have a heart attack. You're some kind of criminal mastermind.
Why, thank you. But I'm telling you, Sylvia, I've reformed. I'm barely doing anything wrong this time. However, to operate a business in this town, you're required to secure a business license.
I know all about it. It's not really such a hassle.
Easy for you to say. You were able to take the shortcut. Anyone with a degree from an accredited college is automatically issued a license to operate a business here. It's all part of some initiative to attract so-called talented people to Rafta. Everyone knows you recently obtained your degree. You tend to bring it up every 5 minutes.
I'm not sure that's true.
Whereas I never had that particular opportunity.
All right, so the shortcut isn't an option for you. What's the normal procedure like?
Well, I'd have to pay a fee, submit some paperwork, and pass an exam of some sort.
Is that all? That doesn't sound so bad.
Are you certain? It all sounds perfectly tedious to me. Anyway, what's the point? If I get caught cutting corners, I'll just move on to the next racket.
I don't want you to leave, Roxanne. I'm beginning to enjoy your company.
I knew you'd get attached, but so quickly? You have a point, though. It would be interesting to see what might develop in my life. If I weren't forced to pull up stakes and move on every few months. All right, I'll do it. I'll get my license. And I'll look good doing it.
I should probably warn you, nobody looks good in their license photo.
Nonsense. The trick is to elongate your neck, smile with your eyes, and threaten the photographer with bodily harm.
That's all of them, for now. I wonder what rich people do at night. The answer's probably not sweeping.
Have you heard what people are saying about Corsac?
That he's recognized my superiority and wants to drop out of the competition?
Not quite. They're saying he single-handedly wrestled a sandworm into submission, then surgically removed its vestigial heart before releasing it back into the wild.
Wow.
There's more. The next day, he stalked a cyclopean hare back to its burrow, where he sung it into a sleep so deep he was able to remove 3 cavity-ridden teeth while it slept. The hare had been attacking travelers, but liberated from tooth decay, it's now docile as could be. In summary, he's strong, he's brave, and he never takes a life unless he has to. He doesn't even pluck a flower unless he can plant 2 seeds to take its place.
Well, that's great. In fact, it gives me an idea. You want to watch the counter while I go wrestle sandworms?
I hope you jest.
Oh, I jest real hard. There's no way I can hunt down my own ingredients.
Perhaps not. But there are avenues you've yet to explore. I wouldn't admit this to just anyone, but I do maintain some of my shadier contacts, including a pair of merchants with wares you can't find anywhere else. And if they happen to sell those wares to an interested consumer directly from the docks, then they are able to avoid Rafta's rather tedious import taxes and pass the savings on to you.
You're talking about smuggling.
Well, they are pirates, darling. You should go and meet them before passing judgment. Look for salt and pepper. I'm sure a clever thing like you will be able to discern who is who.
I could swear I just cleaned these floors.
It's your lucky day, Sylvia. Your sad, solitary spinsterhood is finally at an end.
I'm not any of those things. You know that, right?
Fine, but I think we can agree that this shop needs some more life. And I've got just the thing. I found a rescue animal, and I think your shop would be her perfect forever home.
What? Really? I don't know, Quinn. I've already got Owl lurking around here somewhere, and there's so much on my plate right now.
Well, I can't keep her. Boxer's too territorial. Besides, it's sort of a done deal. I already set her up outside. And I don't think you'll have much luck moving her. For a mimic, Vendi is a big girl.
I've never had a mimic before.
Mimics are the best. They're territorial, mostly stationary, surprisingly vicious. But even by mimic standards, Vendi is especially awesome. She's basically a vending machine, with teeth.
A vending machine could be useful.
Yeah, no kidding. You've only got so many shelves. You want to make some room? Sell a potion at a fixed price? Skip all the hassle? You just put that potion in Vendi, sit back, and relax.
Okay, you've won me over. But I'm putting Vendi to work.
That's good. She was born for this kind of work. I've never seen a mimic so unlikely to dismember someone.
I hope you're right about that.
Yeah, well, maybe keep an eye out for fingernails in her droppings, just to be sure.
That's all of them, for now. this is the right place?
Avast and such! Who goes there?
Oh, hi. I'm Sylvia. I was looking for salt and pepper. I'm guessing that's you two?
What gave it away?
Welcome to our Emporium, Sylvia.
Yeah, Emporium! Otherwise known as that stack of crates at the end of the dock. Now, can we interest you in a treasure chest? We find them all over the place. And each one is guaranteed to contain contents.
I'll consider it, but I was hoping to get to know you first.
Get to know us? And why is that exactly? Are you undercover for the town guard? If you are, you have to tell us. It's the law!
What? No! I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah? You know what they say about curiosity.
That it killed the cat?
What? No! Jeez! What kind of expression is that? Curiosity is annoying. That's what they say.
Be nice, Salt.
I'm being nice. Aren't I being nice?
Nice is no fun. I can handle a bit of attitude.
Well, all right then. Rare important attitude. You came to the right place. But between you and me, lady, don't go tugging Pepper's tail or anything. He's a beast, that one.
Thanks for the tip. I'll keep an eye on him.
What, now you got eye patch jokes?
What? No!
Ah, I'm just pulling your tail. Anyway, Pepper and I, we make a good team. When he goes on the attack, I watch our flank. When I've got my claws out, he's got my back. You never know what you're gonna get till you get it.
As a solo operation, I'll have to learn both tactics.
Hey, versatility's not a bad thing. Just don't talk to yourself if you can help it. Makes people uncomfortable. Anyway, we should wrap this up. The ship won't run itself, and Pepper gets cranky if mealtime's late.
You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry.
So, do I look any different? Because you're talking to a woman who's fought monsters and lived to tell the tale.
Sid? Amazing! Tell me more.
Hook Day. It's the first rule of bardic storytelling. Start with a strong opening act.
That would work for selling potions, too. But don't leave me wondering, what's it been like, starting out as a hero?
You know, in some ways, it's just exactly how the songs and stories describe it. And yet, somehow, it's not at all what I was expecting. Come on, I promise I'll tell you all about it. But let's walk while we talk. This spot looks safe enough. We better not go any farther. I'm reasonably sure I could protect you in a pinch, but better not put it to the test so soon.
I feel safe with you, and it might be fun to see you in action.
If that's the key to impressing you, I'll try to find a slime to kick around.
That sounds too easy. The way I heard it, you've vanquished a few monsters already.
Is that what I said? Because monsters might have been overstating things a little. But there were rodents with insectoid eyes and spitting songbirds, and the flowers said some very hurtful things. I guess most of the creatures I've encountered so far were less monsters than pests.
Sounds like some of my customers. They're not lethal, but they'll ruin your day if you let them.
Present company excluded, I hope. But you're right to see the similarities. There's a common link between adventuring and entrepreneurship. In either case, you gotta be bold. I'll admit I've got a whole new appreciation for heroes. I'd always sort of pegged the ballads as hyperbolic. But when you're out here and your blood is pumping, it all feels pretty epic.
Think you'll write a ballad of your own?
You know? Maybe. I'm not sure there's anything new to be said about the life of a hero, but I'll keep an open mind. For now, though, I'm plenty busy.
Yeah, me too. I should probably be heading home.
I'll walk you back, just in case there are any of those creepy-eyed chipmunks around.
That's totally something a hero would say. I think you're getting the hang of it already.
You know something, Sylvia? I think you might be right.
I hope you can overlook the throbbing vein in my temple, Sylvia. Generally, I'm quite good at keeping my composure when upset, but that vein will betray me every time. Seeing you, of course, is the greatest balm I could ask for. Stay for a spot of tea? I'm brewing some as we speak. Careful, it's hot. It's an interesting variety I found at the marketplace. It was quite inexpensive, and it also varnishes brooms. Sugar helps.
The tea is great. But why don't you tell me what got you upset?
As a matter of fact, I'm just back from seeing Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn can have that effect.
I know they're a friend of yours, so I thought of them when it came time to sell the bits I'd harvested from that forest slime. And would you believe Quinn offered me next to nothing for my goods?
You want me to talk to Quinn? Maybe rough him up a bit for you?
Well, it's kind of you to offer, but I'm not sure you'd win that tussle. Anyway, Quinn isn't the problem. I saw 3 other merchants and they all gave me a similar quote. Low-level monster guts just aren't worth all that much, and they're worth less every day as we gain access to more potent and dangerous reagents. I did the math, Sylvia. A hero would have to bag 30 of these things to afford a single meal.
Well, you're used to pretty exorbitant meals. But I take your point. It's hard work to be a hero.
I knew it was hard work. I knew it was dangerous work. I had naively assumed the compensation would reflect that.
So, heroes don't get any sort of salary?
The guild pays each hero a token stipend. The sum is so small it's mostly a formality. The bulk of a hero's income is meant to come from quest fees and from the loot they sell. That can be lucrative, in theory. Every once in a while, a hero will stumble upon a genuine treasure trove. But statistically speaking, they're twice as likely to be struck by lightning, and 3 times as likely to be implanted with a subcutaneous X-sac. And then, of course, if they do strike gold, the guild always gets a substantial cut.
It sounds like the solution is simple. The smaller the guild's cut, the more gold you're putting in the pockets of the heroes.
If only it were as easy as that. Alas. The Heroes Guild is a for-profit enterprise. It's a machine designed to generate revenue, and to put that revenue into the hands of the stakeholders.
Meaning your family.
That's right. They've invested quite a lot to get this chapter up and running. An endeavor such as this, it isn't inexpensive. And they expect to see a significant return on their investment. So far, everything appears to be on track. If the guild is a machine, then it is a very efficient one. Therefore, from the company's point of view, nothing at all is wrong. Everything is worked precisely as intended. Voluntarily reducing our profit in order to enrich our contractors? Out of the goodness of our hearts? It simply isn't done. It flies in the face of the company's entire purpose.
But morale is obviously important to you, even if there isn't a line for it on the company ledgers.
That's the truth, and it's the crux of my dilemma. But while I don't yet have any answers, I feel hopeful. After all, it's only after a problem's been identified that it can be resolved. The trick now is simply to find the common ground. That's the best way to ensure everyone comes away satisfied.
I can see how that philosophy could work for me, too.
You're already doing it! After all, you and I come from different worlds. But you have always felt like a kindred spirit.
You're sweet. I like that about you.
I am happy that you enjoy it. And if you like sweetness, perhaps I can get you a bit more sugar for your tea? I notice you haven't touched it, and I feel we should drink it down quickly. Before it melts my good porcelain.
tell me more about yourself? I'm curious.
Oh, sure. I have a copy of my CV that you can take with you. It lists everything. Degrees, internships. It basically starts in kindergarten and keeps going.
That's good information to have if we're going to be in business together.
I know, right? You get it.
But I'm also curious about you as a person. What's your story?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, where to begin?
Well, are you new to town?
Oh, yes. I've only been here a few months. I'd been working for a big marketing firm on the mainland, and I was really good at it. But I wanted to branch out and do my own thing. Spread my wings a little, you know? And there's no better place for that than RAFTA. I don't have to tell you that, though, do I? We're both here to find success on our own terms. I confess I know quite a bit about you. I do my homework on potential clients, you see.
Ooh, my very own stalker. I like it.
Sylvia! Don't tease me, I'll blush. I only did some light digging. It's good business sense to know who I'm going to be working with. But more than that, I think of marketing at its best as a tool for elevating worthy people and ideas. You might not be the most lucrative or stable client I could pursue.
Hard to argue with that.
But you have so much potential for success, Sylvia. You've got skill and ambition, and from what I can tell, you like what you do. If I can help give you a boost towards success, then I feel like I'm using my own talents for good, and maybe even having a positive impact on your life.
That's refreshingly big-hearted.
Oh, don't be fooled. I can be a total mercenary when I need to be. But I'll work hard for you, Sylvia, if you'll let me. I'll even give you more pointers in case they're helpful. For instance, as young business owners, we have stressful lives. But keep in mind, stress doesn't have to be a bad thing. You don't have to let the anxiety of the job sweep you away. You can lean into it and ride it like a wave instead.
A positive spin on stress? I like that.
Helping people see things in a new light is all a part of the job. And I'm good at what I do. I mean, just look at that CV, Sylvia. It's a thing of beauty.